Beyond Skyline is a sequel to the 2010 sci-fi action film Skyline. It stars Frank Grillo in the lead role and is set in both the USA and Asia, more specifically Thailand, Malaysia area. I'm not 100% on exactly where it was shot. It's had some very bad reviews and I'm not sure why. It's got good special effects, the acting is fine, the action's good, and it's an enjoyable watch. I think it's about an hour and 3/4. The plot of it is that on the same day that the original film is set in LA, there is an alien invasion. People get affected by the lights in the sky that sort of draw them in. Frank Grillo is a downtrodden police officer who's on the subway when it happens, so he avoids the lights, and he's with his son who's a bit of a tearaway, or a dick, as he is in the film. The story follows along sort of him and survivors as they pick up along the way, fighting the aliens, getting caught up on their big sort of mothership and getting transported to Asia once the aliens feel they've fully dealt with everyone in America. The sci-fi elements in it are good. There's enough explanation and discussion around how the aliens technology works to interest people who like that kind of stuff, which is me. I like that kind of stuff. The action scenes are good. There's a sort of spontaneous martial arts fight because one of the co-stars, once they get to the Asian scenes, is the lead actor from The Raid, and you see lots of the, I think it's called Pencat Silat fighting going on, so lots of knives and things like that, and jumping around. That works really well. You get human on alien fighting, alien on alien fighting. There's an element of gore in it that I was totally not expecting. One guy gets his arm ripped off, carries on fighting with his arm ripped off, you see all the bits hanging off. Then he gets his other arm and his leg ripped off, and he's still alive, and then he gets killed. That was quite good. You get a battle between two giant alien robots at the end. Again, so a little bit of sort of Pacific Rim kaiju type stuff. That was unexpected and good. And all the rendering and the quality of the action on that looks in keeping with, say, your Transformers franchise, albeit it is more clearer and you can understand what's going on, which is nice. And all throughout the series of films, all the good sort of aliens and bad aliens are colour coded by being either blue or red, which really helps distinguish them. And it's a clever little sort of visual touch to the series. Frank Grillo's fine in it. He's sort of adopting this Jason Statham-like level where he's sort of below the A-list, but he bubbles along and he makes these kind of films. And the trouble is, if you come down too hard on this kind of film, people stop making them. And I want people to make these films because I don't want to watch this sort of crap that's, like homemade films, which I know people are trying, but you want something with a bit of budget that just fulfills that sort of B-movie gap. And for a long time you didn't get them. You got these sort of awful sci-fi movie films. This, I think, is just the right level and the kind of film you want to see being made. So this is why I think you should support it and watch it where and when you can, and give it praise when it's deserved, because people aren't making these films but just because there's other things they can do that make money off. Otherwise you'll get stuck with things like the Transformers franchise. So Beyond Skyline, is it worth watching? Yes, if you like sci-fi action films, or just want to watch something that you can put your brain in neutral for a bit and enjoy, if you're sick of Christmas films at the moment, or you just want something a bit different.